Hey YouTubers, Raven here.
Starfire.
And tonight we're talking about The Flash?
Yeah, part 3 of the crossover, Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Mm-hmm.
Season 6, episode 9.
Yes. Overall, I thought it was a good episode.
Yeah, same. I think
obviously we had flaws with it.
we did, but I don't know. I mean, I liked all 3 parts of the crossover, but I feel like the most twists and the most things that change everything happened in this part, at least for right now.
Right.
Until, like, we get the last 2.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, all 3 of them were great.
Yeah.
So.
I like what they did with Oliver.
Yeah. Making him the Spectre.
I also like that they brought in Lucifer from the show.
That was so cool. I had no idea that it was connected through DC.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't watch Lucifer, but the actor who plays him is really good.
And cute.
And, yeah. And so I thought it was really cool that he got to be on it.
Right.
And especially in the part with Constantine, because Constantine is kind of part of that world, and he's had to deal with the devil and hell and all of that stuff.
Right.
So
the fact that they're on first name basis.
Right. Constantine.
Right.
He's like, I don't care.
Yeah. I love that he introduced himself as, like, Morningstar, right? And then Mia's like, isn't that... Yeah, I'm Satan. I'm the devil. She's like, right. The whole time he was hitting on her. Like...
Yeah.
I mean, he did kind of, like, diggle for a second, but it was all Mia. That was great. I think he liked her most because she had daddy issues.
Yeah.
And, like, I mean, come on. That's, like, the easiest thing for him to prey on.
Oh, definitely.
Like, that's easy for anyone to prey on.
Yeah, for sure.
But, yeah. Like, I enjoyed that the Earth he was on was 666.
Yes, me too. And I just love, like, I feel like, I mean, like I said, I haven't actually watched Lucifer, but just from the little bit that I saw of him on this, like, he's a great Lucifer.
Right.
But, like I always say, I love the Lucifer that's on Supernatural.
Yes.
Because I feel like he plays him so well.
Right.
He's so snarky and
I mean,
sarcastic.
you see, the Lucifer on Supernatural is the angel.
Yeah, he's the angel Lucifer.
He's the archangel.
Yes.
Persona of him.
Right.
Where I think the character of Lucifer from the show
is more
I'm stuck as a human and I'm gonna fuck y'all up.
Yeah.
You know,
he has that mentality and that mindset. For sure.
He's like, I came down here to party, so let's
party it up like it's 1999.
Well,
I'm just it's a Prince song.
We were trying to figure out what Earth Bruce was on last night, and it was 99.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was 99.
Yeah, because it was a 90s show, but Earth 90 was already used because of the Flash.
Yeah.
I want to avoid the negatives still and talk about the good stuff.
Yeah.
So I skirt around that conversation.
I mean, do you like that Cisco was Vibe again?
Yeah. I mean, I missed Vibe. I like Vibe.
I miss Vibe too.
I mean, I understand.
Because I know that he didn't want to do it, so that's why.
Right.
You know.
Like, I understand why he doesn't want to be Vibe anymore. And I'm glad he's back because he's very useful in this situation.
Right.
Which was obvious tonight.
Yeah.
But, I do think it should have been his choice, not something that was forced on him.
Right.
Because it was previously forced on him, and he chose to give it up.
Right.
Like, I don't...
Like Clark. He chose to give it up, too.
Right, but it wasn't forced on him.
I know. He was born.
Yeah, he was born that way. Yes. But, okay. I'm sorry. But, Birds of Prey on 203.
Yeah.
Like...
Because the show was on in 2003, right?
Pretty sure. Yeah. I just... like, I
It was
know...
only like 30 seconds.
Yeah. And
Or like a minute.
Guys, I know the show sucks. But you know, is a guilty pleasure.
Okay, it's like the whole, like, okay, Tommy and Laurel were only one season on Arrow. But they're the whole reason that I freaking love that I loved that whole, like, that I even started I mean, I started watching it because it's, you know, it was a superhero thing. But they were one of the main reasons that I kept watching it, because I loved them so much. And so I know that it was only a one season thing, but it's still special to me.
Right.
It's kind of like that. Like, you know, it was only like a season, but...
Yeah,
like,
but Tommy and Laurel were good.
Yeah. But he died.
But it was good.
Yeah.
This show
Was not good.
I mean, it wasn't horrible.
But there's a reason it only lasted 13 episodes.
Yes. There is. That is pretty damn evident. But
I mean, I haven't seen it, but...
it holds a very special place in my heart.
Yeah.
And, you know, I have no problem rewatching that.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
Because-
there's always going to be things that are guilty pleasures for
Yeah.
us, you know? Like, I guess I could say Star Trek V is a guilty pleasure because so many people hate it and I kind of like it. Whatever.
So just hearing Barbara's voice and seeing Huntress again and
Yeah.
like, Oracle, I need you to answer.
They should have had her on the after show.
They should have. I was so mad.
Yeah. But night made for Kevin Conroy, though, right? Your night was made for Kevin Conroy, though.
Yes.
On the after show.
When he used his... He got Batman in the Batman voice to sing the Batman jingle bells. Like,
it was so great.
Well, not really sing, but still he said it.
He said it in the Batman voice.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that made my night.
Yeah.
Totally, wholeheartedly, completely, without a doubt.
And I mean, I thought it was great, and I've only heard him voice Batman in Justice League. I haven't seen the animated series. So, I mean, it was still really cool, but it didn't, like, affect me as much as it affected you.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. The fact that they used the word Oracle in this show, not refer, because the first time it was used was on Arrow, and Oliver was giving Felicity her name, you know, her hero name.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, what do you want? Oracle is taken. And I was like, we all, like, everyone flipped their shit.
Right.
Oracle was mentioned. Oracle is real.
Yeah.
She exists. And then never again mentioned or hinted at.
Yeah.
And
until now.
I mean, it's not our universe,
but still.
Barbara Gordon as Oracle exists in the multiverse and is real. That was delayed. But oh my gosh, like, oh,
Yeah.
So that means that somewhere out there in the multiverse, there is a person who looks like Alice that is a hero and fights alongside Huntress.
Nice.
Because the same actress.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like, I wanted longer. With her.
Yeah, for sure. That was not that long at all.
No.
It was only a few minutes.
And it wasn't even that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
It was like a minute. Probably,
Welling
like a
got
minute, minute and a half.
longer.
He did. He got a whole like freaking scene.
I get that he's more beloved, and it's not fair to compare the two.
Yeah.
But I can't help it.
Yeah.
Like, she should have crossed over because she's Batman's daughter, and then you have Kate, Batman's cousin.
It would have been great to see her like
Like, they need to interact.
yeah, they do. That would have been great.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know that much about like the Huntress and Birds of Prey and all that, but since she's part of the Batman universe, it would definitely be a great interaction.
Like, oh my gosh, can you imagine Kate meeting Helena Kyle? Like, I can't. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just, it blows my mind. Like, also, I really enjoyed having Diggle back on the show, like, because he's been missing, and like watching his reaction to everything, like, he was so mad that Oliver had died and he wasn't there to do anything, and he felt like such a complete failure, and he shouldn't have, because he was at home with his kids, so he shouldn't have, well, with his kid, he shouldn't have felt like a failure for not protecting Oliver, because he couldn't be there.
Who?
Dig.
Oh yeah.
And, like, I mean, I get why he felt that way, but he had no control over that.
No, he didn't.
Like, someone had to be watching their son, and he drew the short straw because Lila is, you know, Harbinger, so
Yeah.
that. And
Can we just talk about this now?
okay.
Hey, you
I
didn't
was
want to focus on the negative.
I know. I was trying to get everything first.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, I do want to talk about Oliver becoming Spectre. I know we touched on it a little bit, but
I also like that we got to see Oscar Chow, who played Kevin on Supernatural, as the Paragon. I almost said patron again. Oh my gosh. The Paragon of humanity.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, I think he's cool. Like, I liked him on Supernatural a lot, so whenever I see him, I'm just like, Kevin, you know?
Yeah.
Because he was cool on there.
I loved him on Supernatural.
Yeah, so, like, when I saw him, I'm like, oh my gosh, you know?
Right.
I didn't expect him to be on it. But it was so funny because he's just like, oh my gosh, Ray Palmer. Like, OM gosh,
yes.
Ray Palmer.
Yes.
And then, like, Ralph, when he did he elongated his arm.
I guess seeing is believing, right? Oh, that was great.
Yeah.
So, Oliver, becoming the Spectre, I think maybe, like, I think that took a lot for him to say no to Mia.
Yeah.
And be like, I'm sorry. It kind of makes you wonder what the they're gonna do with his body now.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess now there's no body to deal with. But you know what I mean.
Right.
And
but he's using he's doing what he's supposed to be doing with his higher purpose. So.
He became the Spectre, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about the Spectre, but I know more about the Spectre than I did about Black Lightning. So
wow.
Yeah. I guess that means that they can always bring him back to do certain things within the multiverse. Like, we'll see Oliver sporadically, maybe, like, whenever they're able to pull him away from his family, be like, hey, can you make a guest appearance here?
Yeah.
Like, can you do this small little story arc? Let's bring you back for, like, a couple episodes.
Right.
You know, like, they'll be able to do that, but he wouldn't be Oliver anymore.
No.
He would be the Spectre. And I think that's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
And I like that. I guess, like, the Spectre does kind of live in his own little area, I think. Like, so maybe that's where Felicity went at the end of last season.
Maybe.
Like, to the Spectre place, wherever Ollie hangs out now. So there's that. And Jefferson.
Yeah.
Was amazing.
He was. I really liked him in this episode. Like, I thought he was a really great addition to the team.
Yeah. I loved how when he was siphoning the stuff from the pillar dark matter thing, he was chanting his mantra that he always tells his students. Be like, whose life is this? Mine. Like, how are you gonna live it? By any means possible. Like, he was just chanting that. I know I did it wrong, guys. I know. I can't be bothered to remember it because I can't be bothered to like Jefferson. If you guys watch our Black Lightning reviews, I don't particularly care for the titular character. So, I like his children a lot more. Unfortunately, they're dead. But, yeah. I enjoyed that when he was doing the siphoning. And I am frankly surprised that he lasted as long as he did. I don't think that Jen is dead. Like Star and I were talking last night, in our episode 2 review. We think that she kind of became one with the dark matter because she was kind of doing that in the episode as a whole. So she's probably not dead. That would be amazing if she's not. It would make sense if she's not, and they can use her in the final 2 hours of the crossover. Also, I think that I had it. What was it? What was I going to say? Hell. I think that, right, Kara with the book, I think that she's able to, with all the hope that she has, she might be able to control everything to bring it all back. I do think that she won't be able to bring back everything, which is why they'll have to combine some of the Earths into one. So, with Kara controlling the book, I think that she'll be able to bring back Earth 1. The way that is and the way that it's supposed to be, but with some changes, like Jefferson and his family, the ones that we get on the show Black Lightning, will probably join in on Earth 1. I am not entirely sure that Kara will stay on Earth 1. I think she might get her Earth back. We might get Earth 2 back. I think that's a possibility. If not the entire Earth, then we'll get some of them. Like some of the people from there back. Like maybe that version of Wells. That would be nice. I'm glad that we didn't have to see Smallville disappear. I think that would have been a lot, especially for us diehards of Smallville. And yeah, I think that watching Tom Welling and Lois disappear might have been a little much. I would have liked to see his daughters. That would have been nice. But tonight's episode was good. And the bits between Batwoman and Kara, I think, were really good. I enjoyed watching their relationship kind of grow and change, and I liked that there was a moment where it could have went either way. And like in front of the book, Kara had the book, she was ready to do it, and Kate just stopped her and talked her down. And I mean, even with the kryptonite in her back pocket, like, that had to have taken a lot of courage to just stand up to Kara, like, to Supergirl. And I think that proves that that helps prove that she does deserve to be the Paragon of Courage. And then the whole moment that they had later on when she offered the kryptonite back, like, she was like, hey, I took this from Bruce and I want you to have it because I have hope that I'll never need to use it.
Yeah.
And then Kara,
they like switched.
Yeah, like, as the Paragon of Courage, I have hope that I'll never be able to, that, like,
I'll never have to use it.
Yeah. And then Kara, as a Paragon of Hope, is like, I have the courage that you'll never use it on me. And
I'm like, hope, didn't she say it?
No,
she said
Kara
courage.
said courage. I'm like, BF, does that make sense? But okay, we'll go with it. Because it was a nice moment. I'm not gonna ruin it. But yeah, I enjoyed that.
Me too.
So I talked about Diggle.
Okay.
Did you want to touch anything about Diggle?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I like, though, that Barry and Jefferson, like, had, you know, that heart-to-heart and kind of having that friendship that Barry and Oliver had.
Yeah.
And, you know, and the repercussions that Jefferson's gonna have to face with this, you know, like, I mean, he's the only one.
He's not even there anymore.
I know. But, like, he's the only one left of his family.
Well, I mean, technically,
Technically, Jen is still there. Technically.
Yo.
But, yeah.
But, like I was saying, I think that, I think Kara is going to use the book.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she's going to recreate the multiverse, but there won't be as many.
Yeah.
I think Black Lightning and his family and what's going on there will come on Earth 1.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping maybe Earth 2 might be reconstituted.
Mm-hmm.
So Laurel has a home to go to.
Right.
Or at least, have some of Earth 2 join us.
Mm-hmm.
And meld with Earth 1. I do think that Kara's Earth might actually return.
Yeah.
Just because she's so driven for that.
Mm-hmm. And they're Earth 38, right?
Mm-hmm. 38. She's gonna bring back that universe. She wants her mom back.
Mm-hmm.
Which is understandable.
Right.
So... I guess that's everything besides the West Allen.
Yeah. I don't know. I just really liked their stuff this episode.
Yes. Yes. Very enjoyable.
Yes.
I did almost cry.
I legit teared up.
I know you did.
Like, they didn't fall, but I was, like, tearing up.
Mm-hmm. I was on the verge of tearing up.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Because he said running home to you twice! No, 3 times. Yeah, he said it 3 times.
Yeah.
But, like, he said it twice in the span of, like, that one scene.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just like,
When we got married, I promised I'd always be running home to you.
Just like...
And so, no matter where I am or what happens to me, I will always be running home to you. And I'm like, oh my god.
I'm like,
don't do this.
My heart.
Yes. And then at the end.
My epic couple.
Right?
I mean, I love Clark and Lois. I really, truly do. But I think West Allen are, like, my favorite DC couple.
For the current incarnation of shows, yeah. Yeah. For me personally, though, like, outside of just this incarnation of DC show, I think they're pretty much on par with Clois.
Yeah, I think so, too. They're the Clois of the Flash.
Yes.
And I mean, we've been saying that, like, since
but I mean, like, Smallville.
Yeah,
like, you know.
I know. I mean, a lot of people have their favorite Clark and Lois, or, their Lois, their Clois. I mean, I like Clark and Lois in the Christopher Reeve movies, but we don't know that much about them.
No. And Lois wasn't really fleshed out.
Yeah, she wasn't. And the whole thing was him trying to hide the fact that he was Superman. And so for me, that kind of, like, I know that's the whole concept of it, but it just kind of bothered me, like, after a while. So that's why those movies, as much as Christopher Reeve was amazing, aren't my favorite. But they're still good. So Smallville I like because you get to see that fleshed out, and you get to see that character development with Lois and with Clark and everything. So that's why that is also my favorite incarnation of Clovis.
Yes. So,
But yeah, like, and I love the fact that when they were like, where did you get, where were you, how were you able to talk to, Kevin, the guy who played.
Right, how were you able to, like, how did you know what to say?
Right. Yeah. And then they showed, like, more of the scene with her and Barry where he was saying, it's your intelligence and everything that...
He basically said what she said to Kevin.
Basically, yeah.
We call him Kevin, but...
I know they said it multiple times, but I'm, like, blanking on it.
Yeah, he'll for always and ever...
He will always be Kevin.
Be Kevin. Like, I don't know. The Barry Iris scenes are just, they're always so spot on.
They are.
And like, I don't know, I can't get enough.
I can't either. Like, I mean, yeah, we've had some great stuff with them so far this season, but like, their moments are just so tender and like genuine and beautiful, and like you said, you really can't get enough. Like, you always want more. And like, they give you a little bit, and then and then like, you have to wait, you know.
Yeah.
But what they give you is amazing.
Yes.
So yeah, I always get really like, you know, giddy over their scenes because they're just such a great couple.
Yeah. So, I guess we can talk about the moment we've been well,
I'm conflicted.
Yeah. Like, I don't know.
Because, look, I like the fact that they paid homage to his story and his version of the Flash, and you know, kind of gave closure to that 30-year arc of him being the Flash.
Right.
And they even went into the archives and found a scene of him from the original Flash in the 90s, which I thought was so great.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I thought that was a cool way to kind of close that story for that version of the Flash. But at the same time, we were expecting it to be our Barry. And so I'm conflicted because I don't want to dislike it, but at the same time I do. Because, like, I feel like the way they did it in paying homage to that story was good. But I don't think they needed the twist. I think they still could have done it in a different way without him having to be the one that died.
Right. And for me, the thing is, that's not how, like, they keep saying, like, the Flash will die in Crisis. Okay. Well, technically, the newspaper says Flash vanishes in Crisis.
Right.
It does not say that he dies.
Yeah.
Marnovu said that Barry Allen will die.
Right.
Okay, well, a different Barry Allen died.
Yes.
But if they don't make the Flash fucking vanish, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Yeah, because they've been hinting at that since season 1. The newspaper article, Flash vanishes in Crisis.
Yes. Running after something yellow, I think it said.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry.
And I mean, yeah, I can understand that the story's gonna change as the show goes on because that was the first season.
Right.
But the headline always stayed the same.
Yeah.
The only thing that changed was the date and the name of the person who wrote it.
Right.
That's all. Everything else about it was the same.
Yeah.
Up until this moment.
Right.
So...
And the picture of the Flash that vanished is our Barry.
Right.
So don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
Like...
And I mean, in the actual comic, does he die or does he just vanish?
He died.
Okay.
But I don't have a problem with an alternate universe Barry dying.
Right.
Like...
The problem is the fact that they said he was supposed to vanish and he didn't vanish.
Like, I don't have a problem. Like, they can fix this if he vanishes in the last 2 hours.
Yeah.
On January 14th. If they get rid of him.
They can't make it that easy. They can't just be like, oh, the Barry from Earth 90 died. Okay, the Flash doesn't have to die now, or the Flash doesn't have to vanish now. No, he still has to vanish.
Yeah.
Because you've been hinting at that the whole time the show has been on.
Right? If he never had to vanish in Crisis, then what the hell was Nora's problem?
Yeah. what was the whole point of her story if he doesn't vanish in Crisis?
Exactly.
Because she's from the future.
Mm-hmm.
So, if he doesn't vanish, her future's different.
Well, her future is different anyways because it happens at a different time. Therefore, she's not being raised in the aftermath of that.
Right.
But, like...
But, I mean, it's almost like, it's like... It's not a fixed point, right?
Well, no, because a fixed point happens at the exact same time, at the exact same place, the exact same way. It's always going to happen. But, I mean, yes, this is, like, time in flux. I get that. But, just because things are in flux and is fluid and things aren't happening the way they were supposed to happen...
Like Oliver dying in the first episode.
Like... Right. And Arbery not being the one to die. Yeah. Well, there was nothing yellow in the room, and it said the onlookers saw him running off towards something.
Yeah. I'm
sorry, who the were the onlookers in that room?
Like you said, I mean, it's fine that Barry from Earth 90 died, because it closes that story for him.
Right.
John Wesley Shipp was the original Flash in the 90s show. Okay, that's a great closure for his story.
Yeah.
But our Flash still needs to vanish in order for the Crisis to be what it is supposed to be.
Yeah.
He can't be present in the next 2 episodes and have it just be like, okay, that's the Crisis. It's like, no. Then what was the whole point of the whole thing for all this time?
Right. Like, there's no point to the show as a whole. And I'm sorry, but this is Crisis on Infinite Earths. The entire fucking multiverse is at stake.
Right.
If we only lose one main hero, I'ma flip my shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's not okay.
No.
Like, I get that he can come back and all that. I'm fine with that. But he needs to be lost.
He does.
For at least a little while.
Right.
Like, obviously, I have deep feelings.
No, I agree with you. Like, legit. He needs to have some type of thing where he's not there. Yeah. Where he vanishes or he's lost, and Team Flash is having to deal with the aftermath of that. And I know that all of the superheroes now and all of the shows, Batwoman, Supergirl, Arrow, Legends, Flash, are all going to be, and Black Lightning, are all going to be dealing with the aftermath of this crisis. Of course. But with the Flash, we need to see their dealing with it being about Barry vanishing. Not about the fact that, he's still there and they have these other things that they're dealing with related to the crisis. No, it has to be about Barry. Because the story doesn't make sense if it doesn't.
Right.
So, yeah. So I hope that they do that, because otherwise this isn't going to be the epic crossover that they're making it out to be.
Exactly.
It's just going to be super anticlimactic and disappointing. And we don't need that.
No.
Promise us, or give us what we're supposed to have.
Yeah.
Don't promise us all these amazing things and then freaking disappoint us and tell us, oh, this is how the Flash is going to go.
Right? Like, oh, I'm sorry. Yes, we've been saying all this because we got the dude on the Aftermath show. Who basically came up, like...
the new showrunner or the executive producer?
The new showrunner.
Eric Wallace.
Yeah, he was on the couch, and he told, like, oh yeah, like, we knew we couldn't kill off Barry because blah 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 blah, he's the main character, blah blah blah. Grant wants a job, we want him to keep the job.
It's like, if we can come up with a twist where our Barry doesn't have to die, but the other Barry dies, then Barry can still be alive and be on the show, yay! And that's not how it works.
No.
I
think there was even, like, when he said that, I think that Kevin Smith, like, the sparkle in his eyes died just a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, when he said that, I'm like, oh, fuck, dude, no. Like, that's not how this shit works.
Yeah. Because, I mean, he can still come back.
Mm-hmm.
He's part of the Speed Force. He's the Flash. Like, he will come back. They can still do Crisis the way that it's supposed to be done and have Barry come back.
Yeah.
And there's multiple Flashes. So, you know, it's not like he's never gonna exist again if he vanishes.
Right. Like,
Know your freaking superheroes.
I fucking pissed off so much. Like, if that's really what they're gonna do with the whole storyline.
Well, I mean, we have the last two, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
I guess we can kind of end on a semi-ish note. We can talk about the ending.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a happy note, and it's not a sad note. It's not a pissed off note. It's a note.
Yeah.
Lila is possessed by the Anti-Monitor.
Yes.
And fucking killed Marno-Vu.
And
Killed the
all of
Monitor.
the others disappeared. Iris, Jefferson.
They didn't disappear. They got wiped out by the
I know. They're gone.
But, yeah.
Iris, Jefferson,
Mm-hmm. By the antimatter wave.
Ralph,
Mm-hmm.
Caitlin,
Everyone.
or Frost,
Everyone who wasn't a Paragon.
Mariah.
Yeah. Dude, did you notice Lila got snatched too? Like, the Anti-Monitor just walked right into the wave, and I was like, the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah. I do want to say, though, that Pariah is kind of a cool character.
He is.
Like, I kind of, like, I mean, he's cool, but not in a cool sort of way.
Right.
He's just kind of cool because, like, the Monitor and Lila, like, the Monitor and Harbinger weren't the only ones who could suck people out of there.
No.
You know, like,
Right.
he can do it too.
Yeah. Oh, and I also just liked, too, on the after show, like, seeing John Cryer and, like, him explaining everything about, you know, Lex getting to be, like, the fact that he was excited to be able to be a part of the crossover.
Right.
Because he was just gonna do the 3 episodes of Supergirl from, that he did last year. But he's like, oh my gosh, I have to be a part of Crisis.
Right.
Like, you know.
Yeah.
Did you talk about him becoming the Paragon of Truth?
No, I didn't. I was waiting till we talked about the end until you got back.
Okay.
Because I figured that might be something you'd want to join
Yeah.
in with. I do want to mention the Kamehameha moment. Kamehameha! The epic duel between the two, of which everyone knew who would win.
Yeah. But apparently there's an even more badass fight in the last 2.
Well, yeah, because they're the only 7 people remaining in the entire multiverse.
Yeah.
Everyone is dead.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is erased from history.
Erased from existence.
It's like the mark on Amy's wall.
Damn that mark. Damn that mark.
It's like the crack from the wall. But
at least the angels got sucked into it. Bye, Weeping Angels.
it's just those one.
I don't care. Buy those set of Weeping Angels. Buy Army.
Right. Yes.
I know they come back. I'm not dumb. You don't just make something that amazing that you created not just never come back again.
Right.
You know.
Yes. I like that Marno-Vu still held a little bit of his power you know?
Yeah.
And he looked at Pariah and said, "You'll know what to do when the time comes."
Right.
It's like Pariah wasn't even his. And he's like, "Yo, dude, you got one more role to play, and you're actually gonna be able to do something instead of watch."
Right.
And I'm like, and how
Yeah.
is your powers gone?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
whatever. Not even gonna try.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, when Monitor dies, like, he's like, "I know what I have to do." It's like, dude, how did you not know what you had to do while you were watching him die?
Yeah.
It was only after that you knew, like, bullshit.
Right.
Oh. But I love that, like, the way he sent them off with,
Yeah.
like, these little strands.
Mm-hmm.
Like, gold strands. It was cool. I enjoyed that little effect.
Yeah.
And the end.
I mean, look, I like Lex, and I think, like Kevin Smith said, he is the most accurate comic depiction of Lex Luthor that they have done in any live-action iteration of Lex Luthor. And I feel like he's a really great portrayal of it. Like,
Yes.
he gives a really great performance. But
He's not the paragon of
he's
truth.
not the paragon of truth.
I
He's
mean-
not supposed to be the paragon of truth.
He is now.
He is now, but he's not supposed to be.
He changed his destiny with a marker.
It's like freaking Henry writing in the book, like in Once Upon a Time, so that like the villains can have their happy ending.
Yeah, but that was actually something he was supposed to do.
I know.
That
But
was
that's
his
kind of like a
superpower.
book of destiny in a way,
Yeah.
because it you know determines their fate and their future.
Mhm.
So
But he could only write certain things.
yeah,
Other things had to stay a certain
way that they were,
He-
yeah.
He could try to fix them, but he'd always like black out when he wrote
Right.
that, and it
Yeah.
always ended up the same.
hmm
So I think this might have been one of those moments where it always ended up the same.
yeah. But hopefully Kara can fix it with the Book of Destiny.
No, because the book is gone now. The book was on the ship, and the ship is gone. So no more book. The book will probably be reconstituted when they defeat the Anti-Monitor. I mean, Anti-Monitor could have stole the book, you know.
The way that they were like vanishing, you know, from the antimatter was basically like Infinity War.
It was. That
Like
was
they
hard
were
to watch.
literally turning to like
Dust.
yeah.
Yeah. That was really hard to watch.
It was really hard to watch.
And like Iris's face. Like she saw it coming at her and she turned to look back at her Clark. And was like,
And he's like, Iris!
"Oh no, he didn't." He was just like I was like, "She didn't need a heroic nod. She needed you to say something."
Yeah. Needed you to say, I love you, maybe.
Iris needed Clark. to
Oh,
say,
not
"I
Clark.
love
I
you."
thought you were saying her Clark, like
No,
Barry as
like
her Clark.
there's-
I'm sorry.
There's multiple Clarks that we're talking about.
Okay.
So her Clark would be the Clark she's used
Okay.
to talking with.
I didn't even notice that he nodded.
Yeah, he did this, like with this hint of a smile, like because they all like believe in the Seven.
Yeah.
That sounds like a religious order.
It does.
It is.
The
though.
Seven.
It is. There's. I mean, not in reality.
Yeah.
But like, it is like a show or a video game. I can't put my finger on it. Kind of like the Religion of the Three from
The Outpost.
yes, The Outpost.
Sorry, that was totally a mess up on my part.
But Like,
I just noticed Barry reaching out for her, or her reaching out for Barry. Who was it that reached out? Was it him or was it
no
her?
one reached out.
I thought like her hand was kind of out, like she because he was
No.
like disappearing and
Who was disappearing?
Barry
Barry.
when he was like sent away by
Yes,
Mariah.
but that wasn't in that moment.
Okay.
That's not when she disappeared. She disappeared after that.
Okay.
Because the ones on the ship, the ones closest to Pariah got
Yeah.
sent first.
Right.
So, like, he got sent away, and yes, they were like, ah.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, I was left there, like, looking stupid,
Yeah.
watching the Earth get disintegrated.
Right.
And then it came to them. And she, like, turned and looked at Clark.
Mm-hmm. And he's just like, okay, you know.
And he's like, I'm like, fuck you, dude, don't nod. That's all you're good for. Give me a different Superman, please, for the love of my sanity. I do not like this Superman. I don't. I don't. I don't care.
Always.
I don't know, anything else?
So I don't know, I don't know how Lex is gonna contribute now that he's supposed to be the paragon of truth. He's like, what do we do now?
Well, he follows his own truth,
Yeah.
so
True.
I guess that's some form of truth. This means Lena's gone.
Everybody's gone.
I know, but Lena.
Lena and Alex.
I know.
And Brainy and Nia.
I'm fine with Brainy being gone. He annoys me. He does. He annoys me a lot. I like him, but he's fairly annoying half
He's
the
a
time.
little bit annoying.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah. Lena and Alex are the two I'll miss. Yeah, tonight's episode was great.
Yeah, it was. January 14th.
Yes.
Joy.
I guess that's it.
Yeah.
So until next year,
Mhm.
keep believing in the impossible.